who is a chartered accountant, author of You Are Born to Thrive. He interviewed leaders like C.A. Motilal Oswal, ICAI president, and many more. He also featured in We the Young India page, which has over 100K followers. Coach and mentor to over 50 plus high profile mentees, mentored by world class mentors and best mentors across the world. A Hindi medium school shy and an underconfident kid from a small town in Rajasthan became CA at age of 21 and joined his dream company in Mumbai. Later, he quit high-paying job to follow an unconventional path and started a mission to enable professionals to build thriving careers. He also started his copywriting journey to write converting copies for business and help them to generate over Australian dollars over $2 million. He also spoke at one of the biggest online workshop with 4K live audience with other notable speakers. He is none other than Shubham Mittal. Welcome, Shubham, to the Ravi Nada show.
Thank you so much, Ravi, for having me.
Good to see you, Shubham. And I was going through like your story. Like, could you help us understand like from where you have come from and to the journey of who you are right now? Was that the about that particular journey? Was that the smooth journey, or what all things has been gone through within that particular journey?
Not at all smooth journey, Ravi, because I come from a small city, Kishangarh, in Rajasthan. And when
Mm-hmm.
I came from there to Mumbai for pursuing my chartered accountancy, the first fear was English, right? Because I come from Hindi medium school and I heard in movies and TV shows everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai people speak in English. And I was so worried that how can I? Because I was in Hindi medium school and people in Mumbai, they are smart people and all those things. I had limiting beliefs. But when I came to Mumbai, I started to improve. But I will not say that was a significant improvement, but yes, it was a
Mm-hmm.
very decent improvement. But when I became a chartered accountant, I started to work for a big four, which is one of the world's biggest consulting firm. And when
Mm-hmm.
I worked there, I started to improve more on English because the clients were international or national renowned clients, and we were speaking in English with the clients, with the people in the company, seniors, sometimes juniors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I started to build the confidence. And later, I realized I probably needed to go to the next stage where I started my self development journey in 2019
Mm-hmm.
because I got more clarity about who I am. I started to become more clearer. And the more clearer I became, the more confidence I got. And that's where I realized speaking English was not really the technical part of it, but also it had to connection with more of confidence or how I saw myself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I really defined myself to coming from a small town, from a Hindi medium school to now, obviously, I'm able to speak in English. I've written a book and doing multiple things which are
Mm-hmm.
giving me satisfaction and fulfillment.
Great. Like I remember, like when you were sharing your story, I remember my the days when I was in college. Though I studied from English medium, but I never spoke a word of English, and how tough it was because, especially in Mumbai, or maybe going for a job or finding anything, you have to speak in English. Even when you have to crack that interview, you have to speak in English. I was struggling, done a lot of things, and then somehow I was able to learn that particular thing. So I'm able to connect like how you got started this journey. So how copywriting, like how did you come into this particular copywriting? Was that something the moment you started your self development journey, you got to know that hey, this is something I need to work, or there is something which you have done wherein you got some realization, or what was going on, like what actually helped you to know that particular thing?
A great question, Ravi. So, how it started is when I told you that I was in a big four, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably was not really happy and I did not know why.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I will not say it was because of the job itself, because it was a dream company and dream role. Like I was dealing with so many clients who are renowned clients. So for anyone who want to come in this field as a chartered accountant, it would be like wow, dream.
Yes.
Problem was I probably was not enjoying that. And that's where I started to look on Google, LinkedIn, social
Mhm.
media, what I really need to do. And then I came across Dan Locke. And you obviously, I know
Mhm.
you are also mentored by him.
Mhm.
And he talked about a concept called copywriting. And for
Mhm.
me, it was because I come from a chartered accounting background. The first copywriting word came to
Mhm.
my mind. Oh, it must be related to trademarks or patents or the
Yes.
legal side. But as I started to research further, I understood it's a part of marketing. It is the power of written words that converts a prospect into customers. And that's where my interest started to build because I am a person who is an introvert.
Mhm.
And when I can do something without speaking to the other person, and I am having the power to write something and do the magic, that was the most fascinating things about copywriting. And that's where I started to go in more deep, and I took some courses, I took some
Mhm.
leave also because I told my boss either I'm leaving the company or you allow me 15 days break. And it's like, yeah, Shubham, I don't want you to leave the company, so I will arrange the break and you go on this 15 days break. On those 15 days I went through every single video of Dan Lok about copywriting. I practiced so much copywriting with my hands.
Mhm.
Like it was the first time after many years I was writing the sales letter or the copies with my hand in the diary, not typing on the keyboard. I was writing it and my hands were paining a lot because I was writing after almost 4 to 5 years, right?
Mhm.
Because we were so accustomed to laptop. So it was not natural. And when I started to do that, I thought this is something I really want to build career in. And that's how my copywriting journey started.
Great. Because the kind of a job which you are doing, and that is somebody's dream job, and the kind of the lavish income also what you're earning, that was like well secured life, but still there was no fulfillment, and that and still like coming out of that particular thing, even if you ask somebody to do that, that itself like give a big shock to somebody who is a chartered accountant, isn't it?
It
But
was.
like
It
you were
was.
able to, yes.
Many people question, Shubham, you are working in a dream company. You are having so many clients. You are having amazing exposure. Why would
Mhm.
you do this? Why you are leaving this well settled job? What is
Mhm.
the guarantee that other things you want to do will work out? But
Mm.
I probably say I was different. I heard my heart more than the people, and that's where
Mm.
I started.
Yeah. So you spoke about that copyright. It's not related about the trademark or something. Because when I heard copywriting, even I was shocked. Like, what exactly is this? So could you tell us the audience that what is that copyright? Copyright, and copywriting, copywriting. If I have to say specifically, what is the difference between? Because most of them might thinking that you're talking about something related to registered trademark or something.
Sure, Ravi. So, definitely, most of the people till today I've spoken,
Mhm.
when I say I am into copywriting, the first impression that goes into the mind, oh, it's on legal side. So, you do trademarking
Hmm.
or those things. I'm like, no, that is
Mhm.
completely different. So, when we say COPYRIGHT, it is a legal side. So, generally, how it denotes is C in the circle, right?
Hmm.
And that is used somewhere when, let's say, a special product somebody has created, for example, a music right, or there is a some article, or there is a book
Mhm.
written, and they
Mhm.
have a signal called C, which means it's a copyrighted, it pertains to somebody. But in copywriting, it's a
Mhm.
part of marketing, which is completely different. And this copywriting enables business owners to convert their prospects into the paid customers. Because in copywriting, you use the power of words, and in
Mhm.
fact, written words, and you
Mhm.
write in such a way that when prospect reads it, they are compelled to take a decision which will benefit them and you both. That's the major
Mhm.
difference in copywriting and copyright.
Yeah, because this is something which is for some people this is completely a new term. Those who are like when it comes to online nowadays, it is more popular about copywriting skills. But at those time, like maybe if I have to say back then, 2019 or 2018, though copywriting was always there, but it was not that popular. People were not aware of this particular thing. And I would say, like maybe in India also, still there are people who are not aware of these amazing skills about when it comes to copywriting. So, Shubham, help us understand that what are the top 5 to 7 myths which people should be aware before mastering their copywriting skills? What is that something which hold them out, or maybe the myths?
Definitely a good question, Ravi, because once we understand those myths, so many
Mhm.
people will realize, oh, probably I could have built my career in copywriting, but because I believed in those myths, I
Mhm.
never thought about it. But before I go there, Ravi, I want to highlight one thing.
Mhm.
In India till today, we are sitting in 2022 and people
Mhm.
still do not know and understand copywriting. Although they are surrounded with copywriting everywhere. You go outside on
Yes.
the road, you see the billboard, that is copywriting. You see a product that you buy from, let's say, Parle or any brand, a Coke, a Thumbs Up, it's a copywriting. Everything you see around you on TV, on radio, on internet, on Facebook, Instagram, everything is copywriting. But we don't know it. For us, oh,
Mhm.
it's normal writing, it's English. No, it's not. It's a copywriting. Now, coming back to the myth which people are believing, I've written them down. Number one, you need to have a degree. Shubham, if I don't have a marketing degree, how can I become a copywriter? Because copywriting is a part of marketing. Big myth. Because if you can write a copy which is converting copy and you can produce the results for your client is not going to ask you, do you have a degree or not? It's a myth.
Mhm.
If you can produce the results, nobody asks you if you have got a degree, right? So, Ravi, you are taking this interview, right? I did not ask you, Ravi, do you have some broadcasting degree or some degree in the media side which makes you eligible to take this interview? No, I didn't ask because he is doing it. It is 19th episode. I know he is getting the results. Why would I
Mhm.
care about the degree? So that's the first myth people need to get rid of. Second myth which people need to remove is English. I am from a Hindi medium school. I come from a
Mhm.
background where people don't speak English. So how can I become a copywriter?
Big
Not
myth.
necessary. Remember, copywriting is not about having correct grammar. So many people see that if grammar is not right, I'm a bad copywriter. In fact, if your grammar is 100% right, somewhere you will lose the essence of copywriting. Because when you do the copywriting, your intention is to compel people to take some action. And sometimes when you follow a lot of grammar, you can
Mhm.
lose that essence. So that's the second myth people need to understand if they want to really build a career in copywriting. And even if business owners, so अगर business owners भी आना चाहते हैं इस फील्ड में, they want to think how can I grow my business with copywriting, they don't need
Mhm.
to think about English or degree, right? Let's talk about third myth, which is I'm not smart. How can I write these marketing pieces? Nobody is. Nobody is smart. We become smart by doing the hard work, right? This is a common myth, and especially when people come from the small town. This is the phenomena because when they see people who are in metros speaking in English, wearing designer clothes, and they're like, oh, they are smart people. I am not. That's not the criteria to filter whether you can become a good copywriter. Now, let's talk about the fourth myth. I'm not a good public speaker, or
Mhm.
I'm an introvert. It doesn't matter because you are writing the words. You're not speaking one on one. You're not speaking in groups. You're just writing your words. And you are speaking with people with your written words. So we don't need to have that myth. I'm not a good public speaker. I have never spoken in the public. It is not the requirement to become a copywriter. All right. Another thing, there is no money, Shubham. Copywriting में पैसा कैसे कमाऊं? Skill तो सीख लूंगा. But I want to earn money, which is good point. There's a lot of money in copywriting. Why? Because when you use copywriting principles to write copies that convert for the business owners, it directly affects their top line. So, for example, if your copy can bring in 1 lakh rupees for the business owner without putting in extra money, you can definitely go ahead and ask for 10% or 20, because your copy generated them additional 1 lakh rupees, which they would have missed if you did not apply your copywriting. There's a direct correlation between your skill and your monetary results. Whereas, for example, because I come from a chartered accountant background, I will give this example. Let's say I'm working in a tax department. Okay, Ravi?
Mhm.
Now, when I'm
Mhm.
working in a tax department, I cannot really map down how much I have benefited the company because of my skill.
Mhm.
That is an indirect function. And some part of it's compliance, which is a natural thing. If I'm only filing return in my company, there's no value addition, there is no revenue growth which I'm giving to the company. Whereas if I'm a copywriter, I'm giving them the revenue growth. And every business that really wants to thrive, they need
Mhm.
to have revenue. And copywriter does that part very effectively. So there is money in the copywriting, and there is a lot of money in the copywriting. And the last myth, it's a one time thing. No, it's not one time thing. Because you see on YouTube, you go there today,
Mhm.
what ad you see, after 1 week, you will not see the same ad. There will be some changes, there will be some variations, because everything is changing in the world. Customer sentiments are changing, emotions are changing, reasons why people are buying things are changing.
Mhm.
So when things are changing, it needs to reflect in the copy as well. And that's where it's a iteration process. It's a job which we need to do every single time. And also today, for example, you help a client to design a landing page. Your job is not done there. You can also help your client to write emails. You can also write some copy for the website. You can also write something for their emailing list. There are multiple options which you can do if you are in this copywriting world. So these are the myths, Ravi, that I believe if people can get rid of, they can make a good career in copywriting.
And like yeah, when you were sharing this myth, like this is something which, because I have seen a lot of people, maybe if they have no degrees, they easily lose their life interest, that hey, this is my end of my life, like I can't do anything. But now today we have so much of opportunities all over the world, just sitting in front of a camera and laptop, and we can like do wonders. Like how we are like interacting with each other, right? You're at a different place, I'm at a different place, but still we are able to connect with each other, and that is the power. And not having a degrees, not having a great communication, the one myth which you said. And there are so many people who still afraid of that only job is something which will make me fulfill. But especially when it comes to copywriting skills, this is something, doing something which is wonder. So I'm just curious, like when you say about the copywriting things, like why do you think especially after pandemic, okay, maybe especially in India, I would say especially after pandemic, why do you think, like why now copywriting it is so important and has lot of demand in the market compared to pre like COVID?
Okay. The reason is, Ravi, everything is becoming digital. People are going online more than offline.
Hmm.
Before pandemic, people were doing things offline because probably they were not aware, they were skeptical about online market. But because of pandemic, so many people have started to come online. And when people are going online, your customers, your prospects are going online. And how do you attract them? How do you get their attention? By writing the copies, because they are either spending their time on reading emails, reading social media posts, YouTube videos, everything is online. So when people are going online, we need to become a person who can write good copies, because when they are online and we hit our copy with them and they
Mhm.
find it compelling, definitely there is a chance people will come towards the business owner. Or if you are a person who is a business owner and you yourself has some offer,
Mhm.
you can attract your people. But earlier, People were not aware. So they thought maybe having a shop or showroom or those things is the only way to get the leads. But now leads can be generated with copywriting in the online world as well. So this is the reason I believe in the coming days, in the coming years,
Mhm.
copywriting's role will be increasing more as more and more startups coming into the world. Yesterday only I was doing some research, and there was one company about crypto. So I
Mhm.
think they are doing some crypto taxation on those things.
Mhm.
And there was only one vacancy, and that vacancy was for copywriter. No other vacancy. Because they know once we have the copywriter, a good copywriter can enable us to generate more revenue to
Mhm.
any other person in the company, right? So that's the power and that's the scope of copywriting.
Yeah. Now I realize, like, because when during this pandemic, what was everybody was doing is they were not allowed to go outside, so everybody was binge watching. They were
True.
completely 24 hours like online, and that was the time like when there was the huge demand. I think so about copywriting has started, right?
Exactly,
Getting
because
that.
so many
Mhm.
people became trainers, coaches, mentors during that period. And
Mhm.
so many webinars started happening, right? How
Mhm.
people are joining the webinar? They are coming to a landing page. That landing page is copywriting. They are getting some emails after joining that webinar. That is
Mhm.
copywriting. Everything that we see in the online world, which asks you to take some action, remember it is copywriting, nothing else.
The best the example like I can think of now is like, though people know, but they do not realize, oh, this is something which is copywriting. For example, every day like people are browsing Amazon, Flipkart, there is copywriting,
Exactly.
right? So there is like they are going and like shopping, maybe they are seeing the card, they are seeing like what's new and everything. There is copyright which is happening, and especially like after watching this particular video, definitely they now remember, oh, there is some copywriting which is like
True.
while browsing Amazon or maybe browsing internet, every now and then there is it's all about copywriting. That is what I would say.
It is definitely so many apps. You see Zomato, Swiggy, Cred, what they
Mhm.
are doing. They are sending you a notification which compels you to click on it and you go to the app.
Mhm.
How do they do it? It is because of copywriting. They know what you're thinking, they know what you're feeling, and they know
Mhm.
what will make you click on that notification. That's where, when you're having your lunch, probably a notification will come. Did you have your dessert? In the evening, if it's raining, it will come. Do you want to have pakoras or maybe something else? How do they
Mhm.
know? They know it's a weather and people want to have pakoda. Let's merge it. And that's where people become so creative and they produce amazing work, and that's where people take action. And unknowingly, we don't know. We just go on Zomato, we order something, but we don't know what enforced us to come to Zomato app or Swiggy or something else. It was copywriting.
Mhm. Great. Like, and also giving lot of offers and discounts, and like if you take the first order, then immediately, or maybe second order, third order, every now and then I can see there is some or the other thing is happening which is asking us to take that particular action, and that is what it is, the copywriting. Okay. Now
Very
Shubham,
true.
like, okay, if one has to decide, okay, as a beginner, okay, like whatever work he is doing, or maybe any industry, okay, he wants to do something maybe passively, or maybe as a full time, or maybe just wanted to see, or just wanted to get started, let's suppose copywriting skills. So how can one master this copywriting skills the fastest way as possible? That is one. And before that, what do you think, Shubham, like what are the important key skills one has to master when it comes to like learning that particular skill, copywriting?
Correct. So I think let's divide this question into two parts. Number one is skill.
Mhm.
So let's talk about
Yeah.
the skills. First skill
Mhm.
that we need to have as a copywriter is
Mhm.
understanding of the psychology. Why
Mhm.
people buy things, right? Nobody wants to buy, but everybody wants to experience something, right? Don't want to spend their money unless they are getting something back which has more value. If you are
Mhm.
buying, for example, if you are buying, let's say this remote, right? And let's say it's a
Mhm.
500 rupees. If you are paying somebody 500 rupees, you know you are getting something which is more than 500 rupees.
Mhm.
If I come to you, Ravi, and I give you 2000 ka note,
Mhm.
and I say, Ravi, can you give me 500 back? You will give me, right? Because you know you are getting 1500 additional. But if we reverse the case, I give you 500 rupees and I asked you, Ravi, can you give me 2000 rupees ka note? Will you say yes? No.
Mhm.
This is the way we need to understand psychology. Second is research. The more we research about our customer, the better we will write the copy. Those copy is what? It's interacting with the customer, the prospect. And when we can write the language which they connect with, that's the
Mhm.
real power. And when we are doing the research, this enables us to speak their language. And it is said that when you understand them well and you write it in your copy, they will exactly understand you are the right person to have the solution because you have understood their problem,
Mhm.
right? If a doctor tells you, Shubham, this is the reason the problem is happening to you, I know because he's telling me the problem, he has the solution. And same thing with the copywriting. So with psychology, we need to have research skill as well. Third
Mhm.
thing that we need to have is marketing knowledge. Now, again, I'm not saying there is a degree required, no degree, but at least can we have some basic principles of marketing? Maybe you could buy some books, maybe you could listen to some podcasts, maybe you go to
Mhm.
Google and read, let's say, 50 articles. At least you'll start to get more understanding of marketing principles. Another is listening skills, because when you are doing research also, and let's say you are speaking to existing customers to understand why did they buy from you, what was the rationale they chose you over other people. If you are not listening to their responses and you are just in your head, you are not going to come up with the great copy because you never listen to your customers. So listening is a great skill. And the last thing which I understand is thinking skill. If you are not able to think from customer standpoint, if you're not able to think what will incentivize my
Mhm.
prospect, my target market, we cannot write a good copy. And when we combine all this skill, we start to gain more expertise on copywriting. Now I will connect this to your next question where you asked, Shivam,
Mhm.
how can one master or maybe at least develop themselves faster
Mhm.
on this skill? First of all, I'd say even if you are in full-time job, you can write copies because you don't need to go anywhere else. You can write from your home itself with your laptop or mobile. Second thing, I'm learning this copywriting because it's an art, right? And the more we learn, the more master we become. So I'm in a mentorship program which is led by one of the world's greatest copywriter, Stephen Georgi, right?
Mhm.
He's a nine-figure entrepreneur and he
Mhm.
has built very successful businesses. He's one of the leading world's copywriter. What he says is when we are wanting to improve ourselves in copywriting, yes, books are good, courses are good, you can do every single thing, but getting the feedback, whether this is good or not, from a person who has been there and done that, that will give you more clarity and more expertise in copywriting. So, first, getting the feedback.
Mhm.
Second, not really going to the client, giving them the copy, and client say, "Wow, you have written amazing copy." No, 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 no.
Mhm.
That is not how you improve. You improve by
Mhm.
listening from the client. Because of your email, I generated additional 1 lakh. Imagine how much confidence you will get when you listen to your client and they tell you your one email or one copy enable them to generate a revenue. That is going to give you more motivation and believe in yourself that you are a good copywriter.
Mhm.
Correct? Yes, you can buy some books, podcasts, everything is available online. But if you really want to become a good copywriter faster, for sure you need to get feedback from somebody who is a copywriter and done that. and second, produce the real result for the client. And another thing which you probably could do, but obviously these two are the topmost, but one more thing
Mm-hmm.
which you can do is writing the copy, which I mentioned in the beginning, what I did,
Mm-hmm.
writing the copy
Mm-hmm.
with the hand, some proven copies which have
Mm-hmm.
worked for years and years. That is something, when we combine all these things, we start to become a better copywriter. Does that make sense, Ravi?
Yes, absolutely. Because see, thinking, doing a proper research, and the very important thing which you shared is about the feedback. Because that it's not about that the kind of knowledge I have, and I have just written that particular copy, and it's boom, we are able to get some good result. It is not going to happen unless and until there is a proper research and the feedback we got to know about what is something which the customer, the audience want or what they don't want. So there is a lot of things which is happening, and definitely like this gives a very great insight. And I can see that it's like for this is a skill, right? Copywriting, and this doesn't need any degrees. And I was seeing that there are so many housewives, there are so many people like who can get started just by sitting at home, or maybe like for a passive income, or maybe there's a like full-time income. So it's kind of a mind-blowing opportunities which we never had earlier, but now it's a completely a game changer, I would say. And
Very
you
valid point.
mentioned.
Very valid point, because I see, because I come from this commerce background, I see so many people who cannot clear chartered accountancy or CS or lawyer or MBA, and they think ये degree नहीं मिली ना, now my life is waste. I cannot do anything in life.
Hmm.
They lose their self esteem. They
Hmm.
always think now my job will be 20,000, 25,000 rupees, and this is my life, this is my destiny. But no, you, without having degree also, you can learn this copywriting skill, and you can earn much more than a chartered accountant who is working in a corporate,
Hmm.
a housewife who thinks, oh, I don't cannot go to probably a outside corporate or maybe different city. You can do it at your home. A student who are learning a different skill at school or college, but what do they do in their free time? They learn the copywriting, they do it so that they can start earning. So there are a lot of opportunities, Ravi, for people who thought earlier
Hmm.
without degree or without going out, things are not possible. Yes, they are possible. It's just that we need to expand our context and see the
Yeah.
possibilities in the new skills that are emerging.
Yes, because earlier there was a myth, or there was some because of the parents, where because of the conditioning was that unless and until you're not graduate, you're not going to get started with the income. But now, if you see, there are some college student and also someone who has just completed their SSC, the 10th exam, and they are into something, learning some different skills, or maybe like copywriting, and they are earning good income compared to the person who have graduated and he's stuck in that particular maybe corporate or maybe any kind of a work, and he's just earning like 20 or 25K.
True. Very true. And Ravi, I must tell you, if people who are listening to us and they're wondering whether copywriting is good, suna nahi hai pehle kabhi, all these things, let me
Mhm.
tell you, in the next 10 years, if you are willing to come to this industry, join now. Because
Mhm.
right now it's very new, very hot in India. And if you're a beginner, you will take more opportunities. You will capitalize on this opportunity. But if you're late, then probably other people who are really active and who understand the importance of it, they will take the advantage. And then later you cannot go and say, oh, I wish I could have done that.
Mhm.
So that's the
Definitely.
opportunity, I would say, especially in India.
Yes, and also like when it comes to copywriting, okay, again there is one, the maybe there is a difference. Like, could you help understand the audience like when into the copywriting, and what is content writing? Is content writing a copywriting, or it's a there is a difference between the content writing and copywriting?
Sure. So I would say yes, sometimes we use copywriting principles in the content as well, but
Okay.
content writing is different because the purpose are different. In
Mm-hmm.
content writing, our purpose is to share our knowledge, our insights, the
Mm-hmm.
perspective that we have, right? We want to
Mhm.
inspire people. We want to share knowledge. In
Mhm.
copywriting, we want people to take some action. We
Mhm.
want people to click somewhere, join the workshop, download this, do that. We are asking them to take action. So the purpose itself is different,
Mhm.
right? That is a major thing. So it's not same. Yes, some copywriting principle we used in the content writing so that our content become more persuasive,
Mhm.
but there are differences. And in content you probably not want to create that scarcity, that urgency of copywriting, or maybe give a call to action. In copywriting
Mhm.
you do,
Mhm.
right? In content writing it could not be for a very specific target market. In copywriting it needs to be, otherwise people will not take action, they will not connect with it. So there
Mhm.
are differences in it, but in overall, once you start good copywriting you can also become a good content writer, because you have already known how to write persuasively. You can
Mhm.
refine that knowledge and you can start in content writing as well. But yes,
Mhm.
if you think, oh, I'm putting on social media posts, I know everything, I can
Mhm.
become copywriter, I think there is a deviation in understanding. Then copywriting
Mhm.
is a different ball game.
Yeah. And also, when it comes to the copywriting, like there are, I think so. There are so many different types of copywriting. Like maybe one is like email writing. Somebody who is very much specialized only when it comes to email and converting leads through the email and all. So like this, like, could you help understand that what all different types and how is it possible? Can anyone can master all of these things, or it has to be one by one, or how does that work? If somebody
Sure.
wants to know that particular,
I
or
think
if they want to get into it.
yeah, no, that's a good point. So I think let's go from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we see copy first? When we are seeing a TV ad, there's a copy involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we go out on the billboard, we see a Tanishq ad, or let's say a police ad, when they are saying you wear the helmet or don't drink and drive, on those things. Some real
Mm-hmm.
estate property deals, everything is copywriting. Then we buy some product, there is a copywriting involved. Buy one get one free. That's a copywriting, because they're
Mm-hmm.
enabling you to take decision faster, because you see free, get 40% off, up to
Mm-hmm.
40% discount. All these things are, you go to sale showrooms, there's a discount. We had Diwali right recently, now New Year is coming, you see so many sale, Amazon big billion sale or Flipkart sale. What they are
Mm-hmm.
doing there, it's copywriting. You see the notification on the app, it's copywriting. When they ask you to book right now within 3 hours 40 minutes to get tomorrow delivery, you are taking
Mm-hmm.
action right now, but you come tomorrow, they will have the delivery. Only one piece is left in the stock. What is it? Copywriting. Everything that we see, we observe, is surrounded by copywriting. It's just that we don't know it, right? So we talked about app, radio, TV, social
Mm-hmm.
media. So many times we see the ads.
Mm-hmm.
It's all copywriting. I don't think so, Ravi. There is any single place in the world where copywriting is not used.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever your eyesight goes, there will be some copywriting involved.
Yeah,
And yes,
because yeah, yeah, because everywhere where we go, maybe it's a restaurant, or maybe like if we are seeing that particular menu, in menu also, like if you get this particular thing, you might get of this with that particular offer. Anywhere, like you said, shopping mall, or maybe all the different places. But help me understand, Shubham, over here. Like if as a beginner, if somebody wants to get started particular thing, how would he come to know that which one is good and which one he is connecting? So for example, maybe something I can go and work for, maybe the landing pages, or maybe no, I am good when it comes to email, or maybe something which I am good at, maybe any other copywritings.
correct.
So how to make that differentiate, or what is the easiest or maybe quickest way to analyze which one is good for me? Or is there any easiest way, or if there is no easiest way, we have to try everything? So how does that work?
Correct. So I think there is no easy way, but the thing is, sometimes we may see a short copy. So, for example, a app
Mm-hmm.
notification, it
Mm-hmm.
could have only, let's say, 10 words. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean it's easier than the copy which has 100 words,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when we see a short post, it doesn't mean it's simpler to write as compared to this, because the more short we make the copy, it requires more mental strength. Because if I ask you to write something, you can write 50 pages. You can talk every single thing on the earth about a topic. But if I ask you, Ravi, can you summarize this entire thing into 3 paragraphs? It will
Mm-hmm.
take more mental simulation, right? You will require more thinking, because how do I convert this 50 pages into 3 paragraphs?
Mm-hmm.
That's the talent. So let's not start from this thinking, oh, ये छोटा है तो मैं छोटे वाले से चालू करता हूँ ताकि
Mm-hmm.
no, is the thinking that is not going to work. Second, personally, which I think people can start to work is
Mm-hmm.
emails. The reason is, if especially if people are professional, they have been writing some emails and there is some experience. Now, not necessarily if they are writing professional emails will convert to a good copywriting, but at least a comfort level is there, because most of the people don't know the landing page. What is landing page? How do I write the ads? Correct. So
Mm-hmm.
those things are probably outside the expansion of the context. But
Mm-hmm.
email is one thing which I think people can consider. The reason is, even if you are writing a copy, email copy for some business owner, it has no cost. If people want to send out that email to their customers, but if you write an ad copy, people need to spend money on ads to use that copy,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you are writing for landing page, they need to have advertisements so that people come to the landing page and then they take some action. But email, you directly send via your email system.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, it's of no cost, and you're trying your copywriting skill via email and seeing whether it's working or not. So for customer, also if you're having a copywriting retainer client or somebody, you know, even if email doesn't work, client has not lost money because of it. Imagine if you write an ad copy and you tell client, oh come on, I've written a great copy, just run the ads, that blow 10,000, 50,000 on the Facebook ads, and that ad doesn't work, they've lost the money. In email,
Mm-hmm.
that is not the risk. At least very less amount of risk is there. So that's where I think start with email, and as you
Mm-hmm.
get mastery in that, you move forward to landing pages or some ads for YouTube, for Instagram, for Facebook, Google ads. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where I think we start the journey of copywriting.
Yeah, great insights. Thank you so much for sharing that, Shubham, because definitely this is something which, if somebody as a beginner, he or she wants to get started, like they can go with this particular path. So definitely there is no path which is smooth. If they want to reach to that success level, definitely they have to work hard and they need to see like which one is working and which one is not working. Now, could you help us understand about the book? Like, you already have a book which is You Are Born to Thrive. So, what exactly this book is all about? Like, and how, like, what is it like when it comes to thriving? Because I can see like there are so many people who are playing under potential. They have so much of potential, but they are not able to thrive that particular thing. So could you help, like, how they can one can thrive their complete full potential and, like, get the best out of it?
Correct. So it's a good topic, Ravi, not because you asked about the book, but why I came up with the word thrive and you are born to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was in this corporate world, after meeting so many
Mm-hmm.
people who have the degrees and they are working very good, I
Mm-hmm.
realized they were only living the survival life.
Mm-hmm.
But I genuinely believe people are not there to survive. If you have got a degree, you are working in a good job, is there only for survival? Were you born only for survival? No, nobody is. Then why we are settling for survival? Why not to thrive? Why not to go beyond? Why not to unleash the potential? And that's where I came up with this book, which says you are born to thrive.
Hmm.
I really want people to thrive because survival is not the option. If people say no, survival mein khush hu, I'm okay, that's fine. Probably you are not the right target market for me. Because I don't want to talk to a person who says, oh, survival is okay. I'm happy with my situation. I don't want to thrive. That's fine. Everybody has their own choice. But if you're somebody who thinks, no, I'm not happy with survival, I really want to thrive, then this is something which you probably want to read, because in this book I've divided the entire book into three particular frameworks.
Mm-hmm.
First, mindset.
Hmm.
Second, skill set. And third is environment. These three things form anything that you are in life. Because if
Hmm.
you don't have the right mindset, you are going to struggle for your life. Now, let's imagine you got the good mindset. You read some books, Think and Grow Rich, and did some programs. What is the next step? Getting the
Hmm.
skills. It could be copywriting, it could be sales, it could be marketing, it could be something else. So, with the right mindset, you have the right skill set. Now, it's good when you're starting a journey to have these two, but you really want to thrive in the long run, you need to have good environment. Meaning, you need to be surrounded by people who are doing very good in life, who are future oriented, who are growth oriented, who are the people who believe in thriving, not really surviving. So, when you combine all these three concepts, that's how you thrive. And I've included two case studies of people who did not settle for survival. Everybody has the choice, but they thought, how can we thrive? And that's where I came up with this book and included those stories to inspire you so people can thrive and move to the next level. Ravi, you are there. So while Ravi joins back, if you have any questions and you are in the live audience, just send me the question here so that I can answer it for you. Ravi, you are back.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Any questions you have for me? I'm happy to answer. About copywriting, about anything else that you may want to ask, feel free to ask the question. Ravi, if I can check if you're there with me on the line. If there is any question you can ask me definitely, and I'll try my best to give you an appropriate answer. And hopefully also joins us back. And sometime if you are watching this live, definitely this kind of technical disturbance happens. Nobody expects this could happen. And hopefully this gets resolved for Ravi and he joins us back. So let's see.
Shubham, can you hear us?
Yes, Ravi, I can hear you. Now you're connected.
Yeah, yes, there is a network. There was a network issue. I
No
don't know.
issue. No issues at all.
So yeah, so we were talking about your book. Like first is the mindset part, which is very much important. Second one is the skill set. Definitely, without skill set, we cannot pay the bills. And third is environment. So yeah, you were talking about mindset and skill set, and also like could you help us understand about the environment part, like how, because mindset can be taken care of if somebody wants, skill set can be learned, but many of them they are very much stuck when it comes to the environment. They think that is not something which can affect us, or maybe that doesn't affect anybody's growth. So could you talk about, because which you what you have mentioned in your book?
Sure. The reason I talk about environment in addition to mindset
Mhm.
or skill set is because
Mhm.
when people get started in the journey and they are
Mhm.
surrounded with people who believe in
Mhm.
surviving and not thriving, they will
Mhm.
never encourage you to move forward, to become uncomfortable, to learn new skills, to meet new people. They will never encourage you to do that. And when you are not in the right environment, it will affect your capability. Although you have the potential, but because you are surrounded with those people, you will limit your potential
Mhm.
because you are listening to those voices, and those voices can be very close to you. And you think they are very close to me, they care about me. Yes, they care about you, but do they understand what it really takes to achieve your full potential? Have they done it for themselves? If not, you need to get in the companionship of people who really want to thrive, who are ahead of you in the journey, and who can be really blunt to tell you you are not going enough, you are not doing great things in life, you are built for more things. But if
Mhm.
you don't have anyone, how can you thrive? You apply this analogy to social media as well. You check your feed on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube. If you are just seeing some friends videos, some uh, party videos,
Cat
or
videos.
match, cat, and all these things you are watching on your feed, what does it tell? It tells us that your virtual environment is also not allowing you to grow, is not allowing you to thrive. So many people say Facebook is bad. How? It's not bad. It's the feed that's making it bad for you. And you can change
Mhm.
your feed. Nobody is restricting your feed to have only Bollywood sites or news or those things. You can change your feed, but are you open to do it? And all these things change when you have the right environment, in addition to the right skill set and the right mindset.
I can realize, like when you were sharing, Shubham, this particular thing, I went back to my journey when I started my self development journey, and this environment, how it was actually affecting me. I saw, like, because I know that I have that potential. I know that something big I want to do. I know that I can transform so many lives, but the environment was not supporting me. And
True.
that is what, like, which was topic, because when you were sharing this, I can easily relate to that. And when I slowly steadily changed my environment, that actually started me to thrive in my, like, life as well. And not only about the physical environment, and you said very rightly, when it comes to the virtual environment as well, because I clearly remember that I started watching all the successful people, I started reading their autobiographies, I started listening to them continuously, I started listening to their audio books, a lot of things. I changed my virtual environment with all the successful people, and that
Right.
actually helped me to thrive. So I can easily connect with this, because it has a very, very, very important role when it comes to, like, if somebody wants to really thrive his life to the next level.
Absolutely, Ravi.
Yeah. So and this book is also available in Amazon, right?
Correct. That's
Ye-
correct.
Yeah, yeah. So guys, see, it is very important when it comes to, like, how to take care of your mindset and about the skill set and about the environment. Okay. So people who are listening to this particular thing, okay. I would highly recommend to go and click. I will also be like putting the link below in the description so that you can go ahead and get the copy of this particular book, and you can also thrive your life journey to the next level. So before we like going to the last part of this particular talk show, Shubham, like how would you like what is your thinking when it comes to about learning something? Is learning needs to stop at after certain age? For example, maybe like after 20 you cross 25 or maybe 30 or maybe 35 you should stop learning. Second, you should stop learning after certain, maybe just you got graduated, or maybe, for example, like you have just completed your CA certification or the degrees, or maybe any kind of MBA degrees. Is your learning stop? Or there is also third thing which has to do it. What would you like to say for the people who never invested in themselves, who never learned anything? What would you like to say about this? And based on your experience.
Correct. So when I started exploring this journey of personal development, the
Hmm.
first thing was there in my mind. I become a CA, right? It's a very
Hmm.
prestigious degree.
Yes.
I've done my education. Why there is a need to read extra things? Why do I need
Hmm.
to buy some books? And that was the limiting beliefs. Because I thought because I've done my professional qualification,
Hmm.
I've done every kind of education that's required for me to thrive in the world. But
Hmm.
that's the myth. And that's what I believe. Learning should not stop. Because when
Hmm.
you do not learn new things, you stagnate in your life. And whenever you are thinking or
Hmm.
feeling stagnant in your corporate job, in your personal life, anywhere in life, when you
Hmm.
feel from the past 2 years, 3 years, I've not grown, I'm exactly at the same place,
Hmm.
I can guarantee it. You have not invested in yourself, you have not learned new things, you have not explored what is outside the current shell that you are in.
Hmm.
And if you really want to thrive and want to expand on your context, you need to learn. You learn from books, podcasts, mentorship, anything. That's your choice. And
Hmm.
that's up to you how much committed you are. But at least
Hmm.
start learning somewhere.
Yeah,
That's my message.
absolutely.
And if you're listening to this, start today.
Hmm.
Start today, right? Books are there. You don't need to spend like lakhs of thousands of rupees. Few hundred rupees also can give you a lot of knowledge and the starting of the journey.
Yeah, when it comes to the books, like when you're sharing, because I was someone who don't love to read books when it comes to the college or maybe school, because it was quite boring for me. But when it comes to self-help books, I already crossed like 100 plus of books, and I clearly remember that my brother like when he was seeing me reading book, and suddenly one of my friend came, and like he was asking, hey, where is Ravi? So he said he's upstairs and he is reading book, and he was passing the comment that I don't know, like till now, like he has completed his college, he never read a book, but in the last 1 or 2 years he already read like 15 years of kind of a book. So it all started like there are options are available. And what would you say when it comes to, okay, there are some people who don't know the clear path, they lack in guidance? Because I remember like when it comes to family or maybe any relatives, there was lack of guidance, I would say, when it comes to how you can take your life to the next level. What would you suggest when it comes to about taking courses or maybe having a mentors in life, or maybe getting coached by somebody? What would you like to say when it comes to this particular thing?
So personally, I started my journey with reading books, and then I joined
Mhm.
mentorships from various mentors. Right,
Mhm.
they are the India's and the world's best mentors. The reason
Mhm.
is I truly believe books, podcasts are good at their place, but a
Mhm.
mentoring experience and learning from the person who has really
Mhm.
done that and
Mhm.
seeing them how they are doing and they are teaching you, which saves your time, which saves your money.
Mhm.
Yes, they will charge you something, But nobody works for free. Do you work for free for your in your
Mm,
job or your business? Nobody does. So why should people go for free mentoring?
mm,
Yes, you need to pay the price today so that tomorrow you can have a thriving career, a thriving life. And that's where I think mentoring is the best piece a person can involve themselves into if they are
mhm,
really committed. And there is no hard and fast rule.
mhm,
You need to spend lakhs of rupees or thousands of rupees. I've spent lakhs also, I've spent thousands also. It depends what program I'm taking and what
mhm,
mentorship I'm taking.
mm,
But it starts with the having the mindset I don't have all the answers in my life. And I need
mm,
to get into the intelligence of somebody else who has got that knowledge, who has got the experience, and who has done that work. So many people rely on their family members also. Some people say, oh, my colleague, my boss is my mentor. Are they really understanding your dreams? Do they
mm,
really know your potential? Do they really understand what you really want in your life? If not, they will tell you the pathway that they know works. But I don't know for whom. And that's when people say don't listen to other people's opinion, it's a selected opinion. Yes, you need to listen to somebody. If you don't
mm,
listen to anybody, how will you succeed? But you need to be able to differentiate who do you listen to without
mm,
applying the filter. Oh, that person is my relative, so I need to listen to them. Not necessary. I've never taken my career advice from any of my relatives.
mm.
What I want to do, they have not done. With
Correct.
no offense, with full respect, I cannot take my career advice from somebody who has not built their thriving career. My mentors have done that, so I'm listening to them. Whoever has got the result and you connect with them,
Mm,
get into the mentoring with those people and don't think, oh, रिश्तेदार क्या सोचेंगे, मैंने तो उनके बारे में सुना ही नहीं है और I'm ignoring their advice. No, it's not about that.
mm,
Don't be a person who is people pleasing. Think about
mm.
yourself. Because the more work you do on yourself, more right decision you do, ultimately it's going to benefit your family, your community. For temporary, it may not feel good. Temporary, it may feel you're going against them. But in the long term, it is going to work for you if you are taking the right decisions.
Absolutely, absolutely, Shubham. And what would be the last one piece of advice you would like to give for the audience who wants to literally thrive in their life? What would that advice would be?
First and foremost, do not settle for survival.
Hmm.
If you really want to thrive, don't settle for survival. Second, see how you can develop your mindset, your skill set, and your environment. You need to
Hmm.
put conscious efforts to really get that. And third, have right mentors who can show you the path, and never be afraid of investing in mentorship, because the more you invest, the more benefit you will get. That's the funda that I have been using, and I highly recommend, Ravi,
Great.
for everyone who really wants to thrive in their career.
Absolutely, and this helps a lot because I can literally see there are lots of abundance all over the place,
True.
abundance of opportunities, but still people are settling for less when they can not settle for survive, but they can settle for to thrive. So this is something which they can go ahead and do it. And I would like a huge respect to you, and also like thank you so much, Shubham, for coming to the Ravinata show. And it was a great pleasure. And every time like when I meet the new guest, I myself also start learning something new, and some or the other way like I start connect with each and everything, and at the same time like I also keep on learning. And this is something which I took a pledge that I will not stop learning. The day when I think that I know it all, that's the day when I started falling down. So great. So thank you so much, Shubham, for your time and like coming to the Ravinata show.
Thank you, Ravi, for having me. And definitely, if you are watching this show, Ravi is the first person you should follow because he's doing something amazing. He's doing the work to enable you so that you can thrive in your life. But there is no motivation for Ravi to do these interviews, call the guests, do all these efforts. He's doing it and sharing out the YouTube channel for free so that you can learn. So if you're really committed to learning, this is the first place to start with. Thank you so much, Ravi, for having me and asking amazing questions that can give insight to people who are really stuck in their careers.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming, Shubham. And yeah, so lot of things, lot of sharing happened today. And yeah, once again, thank you, Shubham. Okay. So did you enjoy this conversation just now what we had? Because there are a lot of opportunities which is already available, so this is the right time to start. Okay, maybe it doesn't matter like if you're working, if you're not working, if you're looking for something passive, or if you're looking to do some if you want to shift your career, anything is possible in today's world. So if you want to learn copywriting, this get started and start taking action, and keep watching the Ravinara show, because keep on watching this. I will be coming up with the next episode with a new guest. Till that time, okay, watch out all the Ravinara show episode, and do not forget to thrive in your career, because never settle to survive, because when you can thrive. And I highly recommend to, I will be leaving the link below. Go and order this particular book and thrive your life. Thank you so much. See you soon.